where all mistakes are made. Don't be a fool, don't let you can find or lose your way. Yeah. You can test every spirit, or you can put your faith in clay. Poetic idols made of jade, little plastic icon faces, lead us not into temptation, resurrecting prophets from the latest empty page. And all those clowns who sold you down can always be found when you lose your way. Fall and how you turn around, find your own ground, and you're on your way. It's better to light a candle than it is to curse the dark. It's better to light a candle, yeah, than go any farther into the anti-light where fallen angels in the night con and bribe little children with zombie pawns like Jones and Manson, calling from their deep dark chasm down so far it looks like up, drinking from a poison cup. Now you're the one we came to save, and you're the one who must be brave enough to find your way. Yes, and all those clowns who hold you down can always be found when you lose your way. Find your ground and turn around. Fall and how you're on your better light a candle. Welcome to the darkness where all mistakes are made. Don't be a fool, don't let you can find or lose your way.
Oh, are we, is it time for the fellowship? I was busy reading. Remember I said I was going to make a hat band? Well, this is just for some ideas. This girl put this book together. I was like, gee whiz. And she works with the wires like I've been planning to. Only there's one big difference. She knows what she's doing, but she doesn't know what the Father's doing. Oh well. Yeah, here's some examples of her stuff. It's all wire. Anyway, I thought I'd get some ideas because one of the main problems I had in my mind was once I get the hat band all done, how do I connect it together to make it the right size? So maybe this book will help. Shalom, Chavarim. Welcome to our fellowship. You can see I've got my beautiful Sony camera hooked up after some crazy times, but everything's working good. I did a little bit to my mic, but I'm not done yet. So some of you said that you were having trouble with my audio, like it didn't sound loud enough or something. Fill me in. Don't be afraid to tell me stuff that you think isn't working right. I'll probably laugh at you and ignore everything you have to say, but I want to hear it anyway. I think I can EQ my mic. I just have to figure out how to get an EQ app on my Mac just for my Neumann microphone. I'll figure that out and I'll tweak it up. I think I know what you guys need because I'm such a pro. Anyway, it's good to see everybody here. Daniel says I'm coming in crystal clear. Yeah, well, tell that to caregiver and the other ones who say, yeah, I can't hear you sound right. Anyway, my friends, let's stop the chat. Let's get right down to business. And let's bow our hearts and give this fellowship over to our beloved Elohim. Dear beloved Abba, Father, Yahweh. Oh, Abba, we come before you to worship you, to praise you and thank you, Abba, for everything. Oh, most of all, Abba, for our time with you this day, for our time being washed by your word, that it may straighten out and renew our minds. Thank you, Abba, for opening our eyes, ears, and hearts, causing us to see, hear, and understand your truth like never before. Oh, Abba, thank you for your mighty anointing on the delivery of your word, that it be done as you intended. Get the mud off the oil painting. Thank you, Abba, as we give this day and every day to you, Yeshua, and your indwelling Ruach HaKodesh, praying through Yeshua in Yahweh, Yahweh our Elohim, Yahweh Echad, and all the trubies and newbies said,
Amen.
Shalom, little girl.
Shalom, Alan.
Look, I'm actually looking at you now. You know, YouTube. Like last time, I was going, oh, hello, how's it going? It's like,
well, Mashiach said when you see these things start to happen, look up.
There you go.
Watch, therefore.
Isn't it great?
It is awesome.
Okay, so let's dig right in, eh?
All right,
shalom. See you in a little bit. Shalom, Chavarim. Let me get my notes. You know, it's been interesting. I mean, last time, we're going to see some of that this time too, of reading all these names. But let me tell you, this is where, if you wanted to, you could see that the Father's doing things that, you know, you kind of like, you know, what's with like 2 chapters are like, you know, this guy and that guy and the other guy and this town and that town. It's like, what's the sense? Let me tell you, there's a lot more sense than any of us would ever dream. If you pay attention, last time I noticed there is the name of a mishpachah, a family like Yehuda, followed by, I don't know, a dozen names of towns. Then it goes to another bloodline, another family, another tribe, I should say. and then a bunch of towns again. And if you took the time to write those all down in order, and then go look up the meanings of the Aramaic Hebrew words, you might discover something. I started to do it, and I was like, no, it's going to take too much time, man. I mean, you could probably spend a month just doing one tribe. Anyway, let me pull up the our study. And if you're new here, you'll see that I have the Amplified Bible pulled up, Classic Edition. Doesn't mean a thing. People are always saying, which Bible version do you use, Alan? The only one I can use, my friends, is the original Aramaic the Father wrote. And that's difficult as it is. But all these English versions, they lack much. That's why I'm here. But I have the Amplified pulled up because it amplifies the original language, and it does a fairly good job. And if you pay attention, this way you can read along with me. You know that I'm reading from the Bible. You can compare this with any of your Bibles, and you'll know that I am indeed in the book of Yahoshua, Joshua chapter 17. But you'll also see me doing some strange things. Number one, I'm reading all of the Aramaic Hebrew names and titles the way they were originally. Believe it or not, there's a huge anointing on the delivery of that. The Father's word does not return void. And that's true in the English, but let me tell you, it's true 1,000-fold in His language, because English is a language of darkness and confusion. His language is not. Even if you don't know what I'm saying, when I talk about Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, those words, those names, they go to your heart. And trust me, my friends, when we are in eternity, you are going to realize the depth of what I'm doing with delivering His language as being something way greater than any of us ever dreamed. So anyway, chapter 17 and 18 is what we want to cover today, Abba willing. Chapter 17, we're going to see more allotments and division of the promised land. That's pretty much running through both chapters. So, verse 17. Allotment was made for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Yosef. To Machir, the hold on, I just noticed I had a note. What's my note say? Names, unfamiliar Israeli names, and more names yet to come. And I'm sure I could put hundreds of stories together. Meanings, yeah, I kind of said that if we looked up the original language and wrote down the meanings of the names in the order they are there, you could put together a storyline that can be surprising. Anyway, allotment was made for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Yosef. And to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, were allotted Gilead and Bashan, because he, Machir, was a man of war. Yahweh is a man of battle. And so is Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh. Allotment was also made for the other children of Manasseh by their families, for the sons of Aviezer, for the rest of the children of Manasseh, by their mishpachah, by their family, for the children of Aviezer, and what's that? And Chelek, Asriel, Shechem, Chefer, Shemidah, the male offspring of Manasseh, son of Yosef, by their mishpachah. But everybody looks at this word as Zelophehad, but it's truly pronounced Zelophehad. 3 syllables, not 4. Zelophehad. And here, my friends, we see the precedent that links Yeshua to David through his mother Miriam, Mary. Zelophehad, the son of Chefer, the son of Gilad, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. That's Zelophehad had no sons, only daughters. And their names were Machla, Noach, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. I had lunch with Milcah one time. They came before El-Azar. Everybody says Eliezer. No, it's El-Azar, the Cohen, the priest, and Yahoshua, son of Nun. And the leaders said, Yahweh instructed Moshe to give us an inheritance with our brothers. So, according to Yahweh's instruction, Yahoshua gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers. So, there fell 10 portions to Manasseh besides the land of Gilad and Bashan, which is on the other side of the Jordan, because the 5 daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his 5 sons. The land of Gilad belonged to the other half of the children of Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached from Asher to Michmethah, east of Shechem, and the border went along southward to the inhabitants of Ein Tapuach. Ein means fountain. Tapuach means the apple city. I guess they grew some good apples there. Ein Tapuach means the fountain of the apple city. No, that's not where they build Macintosh computers. Stop that. The land of Tapua, the land of Tapuach, the apple city, belonged to Manasseh. But the town of Tapuach, on the border of Manasseh, belonged to the Ephraimites. Then the boundary went down to the brook Kana. Kana means reed and is the name of a stream that flows into the Mediterranean Sea, marking the boundary between Ephraim on the south and Manasseh on the north. It's also the name of a town that marks the boundary of Asher. So the boundary went down to the brook Kana. The cities south of the brook, lying among the cities of Manasseh, belonged to Ephraim. But Manasseh's boundary went on north of the brook and ended at the sea. The land to the south was Ephraim's, and that to the north was Manasseh's. And the sea was the boundary on the north. Wait a minute. The land to the south was Ephraim's, and that to the north was Manasseh's. The sea was the boundary. On the north, Asher was reached, and on the east, Yisachar. Also, Manasseh had in Yisachar and in Asher these 6 towns, their inhabitants and their villages: Beit Shean, pardon me. Yivlam, that one there, they spell it Iblim, but it's pronounced Yivlam. They really messed that one up. Dor, Ein Dor, Ta'anach, and Megiddo. Yet, the sons of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities. That, whenever you hear that, problems will ensue because of that. Because Abba instructed them to drive them out and not have any mercy about it. But the sons of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, and the Canaanites persisted in dwelling in that land. The Canaanites is actually the Canaani descendants of Canaan. They were merchants and travelers. When the Israelites became strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but they did not utterly drive them out. The tribe of Yosef spoke to Yahoshua, saying, "Why have you given us but one lot and one portion as an inheritance, when we are a great, abundant people? Because until now, Yahweh has blessed us. Until now, why are you not?" And Yahoshua replied, "Look, if you are a great people, get up to the forest and clear ground for yourselves in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, the long-necked giants, since Ephraim hill country is still too narrow for you." The children of Yosef said, "The hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who dwell in the valley have iron chariots, both those in Beit Shean, and its villages, and in the valley of Yisrael." That's not to be confused with Israel, which is pronounced Yisrael. This one is Yiz with a Z. Yisrael. Very similar. And Yahoshua said to the house of Yosef, to Ephraim and to Manasseh, "You are a great and numerous people, and you have great power. You shall not have only one lot, but the hill country is going to be yours. Though it's a forest, you will clear it and possess it to the farthest borders, because you will drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots and are strong." You know, they were doing, Chavarim, exactly what Abba told them not to do, and what we've talked about so many times. They were yaraying the Canaanites. They were looking at them and they're going, "Whoa, these guys are big. Oh, look, they have iron chariots." They were looking at them with awe. And Abba says, don't do that. The only one you look at with awe is Abba, Father, Yahweh. You don't yareh them. They were looking at them with yareh in their hearts, and they were having a real hard time. Now, these were giants, long-necked giants from the bloodline of Rephaim, one of the fallen angels. Chapter 18, here, Chavarim, we see the very first permanent resident of the Mishkan, the first residence of the temple. And the whole congregation of the Israelites assembled. Everybody knows that one as Shiloh. but it's actually Shiloh. Shiloh is modern Hebrew. Shiloh is the ancient Aramaic pronunciation. Take your pick. The whole congregation of the Israelites assembled at Shiloh and set up the tent of meeting there. And the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the Israelites 7 tribes who have not yet divided their inheritance. Yahoshua asked the Israelites, "How long are you going to be slack to go in and possess the land which Yahweh, the Elohim of your fathers, has given you? Provide 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them to go through the land and write a description of it according to their tribal inheritances, and then they will return to me. And they will divide it into 7 parts. Yehudah shall remain in its territory on the south, and the house of Yosef will remain in its territory on the north. You will describe the land in 7 divisions, and bring the description here to me, that I may cast lots for you here before Yahweh our Elohim." Cast lots. We'll get to that in a minute. "But the Levites have no portion among you, because the priesthood of Yahweh is their inheritance. Gad and Reuven and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance east of the Jordan, which Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, gave them." So the men arose and went, and Yahoshua charged them, saying, "Go and walk through the land and describe it, and come to me again, and I will" what? "I will cast lots for you here before Yahweh in Shiloh." Now, if you've been with us, we covered the casting of lots. That's the Thummim, or the Thummim and the Urim. You remember that? Yahweh gave the Thummim and the Urim to Aharon. People try and describe these as black and white stones. They don't really know what they're talking about. They're just making stuff up. Nobody really knows much about them. But I said back then, anyone who tries to work the Thummim and the Urim, casting lots, they're playing around with divination, which is an abomination to Abba Yahweh. He gave those stones to Aharon, nobody else. Now, here it's a little bit different because, and I accept this one with Yahoshua, because Yahoshua took over Aharon's mantle, so to speak. He's acting as the Cohen, and I believe that his understanding came directly from Aharon, and it was still pure and righteous, and that the Father would still use it. So Yahoshua told them, "Go and walk through the land, describe it, come back to me, and I will cast lots for you here before Yahweh." Don't forget, they were still in the presence of Yahweh, unlike any of us have ever imagined, in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land and described it by cities in 7 portions in a book, and they came again to Yahoshua to the camp at Shiloh. And Yahoshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before Yahweh, and there he divided the land to the Israelites, to each tribe his portion. And the lot of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the territory of their lot fell between the tribes of Yehudah and Yosef. On the north side, their boundary began at the Jordan And then it went up to the shoulder of Jericho on the north, and up through the hill country westward, and ended at the Beit Aven wilderness. Beit Aven means house of vanity. I don't know why, but there's a reason. Anyway, it ended at Beit Aven, at the wilderness of that. Then the boundary passed over southward toward Luz, to the shoulder of Luz, that is Beit El. Then it went down to Atroth Adar, by the mountain that lies south of lower Beit Charon. The boundary extended from there, and turning about on the western side, southward from the mountain that lies to the south, opposite Beit Charon, it ended at Kiryath Baal, and that is Kiryath Ya'arim, a city of the tribe of Yehudah. And this formed the western side of the territory of Benjamin. It's Benjamin. Shaul, my friends, commonly known as Paul, who wrote most of the books of the renewed covenant, was from the tribe of Benjamin. These guys were known as fierce warriors. The southern side began at the edge of Kiryath Ya'arim, and the boundary went on westward to the spring of the waters of Nephtoach. Then the boundary went down to the edge of the mountain overlooking the valley of Ben Hinnom, probably Ben Hinnom, son of Hinnom, which is at the north end of the valley of Rephaim, and it descended to the valley of Hinnom, south of the shoulder of the Jebusites, and went on down to Ein Rogel. Then it bent toward the north and went on to Ein Shemesh and on to Geliloth, which was opposite the ascent of Adumim, and went down to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuven. And it went on to the north of the shoulder of Beit Arava, and down to the Arava. Amazing stuff. Then the boundary passed along to the north of the shoulder of Beit Hogla, and ended at the northern bay of the Salt Sea, the Dead Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern border. If you mapped all this out, you would see how huge the promised land was. And now Israel has this little piece the size of New Jersey. Back to Shaul's tribe of Benjamin. And the Jordan was its boundary on the east side. This was the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin by their boundaries round about according to their mishpachah. And now the cities of the tribe of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, Beit Hogla, Emek, which means valley. Where am I? Emek Kaziz. Oh, yeah. Emek means valley. So some Bibles will say the valley of Kaziz. That's totally wrong. It's Katzitz. The valley of Katzitz. Emek Katzitz. Beit Arava. Sema Raim, Beit El. Avim, Harah, Ophrah. When I saw that, I got upset. I said, I don't want to see Oprah's name in the word of Yahweh. You know, Oprah said publicly on one of her shows, it's not possible for one man to pay for the sins of everyone in the history of mankind. That was the last time I ever looked at that woman. This is not Oprah. This is Ofra. Kephar HaAmoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mitzpah, Chephira, Moza, Rekem, Irpiel, Taralah, Zelach, Ha'elef, the Yebusite city, that is Yerushalayim, Gibeah, and Kiriath Ya'arim, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of Benjamin according to their families. Whew. And that concludes our study for this Shabbat fellowship, my friends. Now we can turn to your questions or the chat. Let me get some grapefruit juice. Man, tart. Moky girl. You're welcome, Connie. Shepnum's here. Ooh, Shepnum. It's talking about some stupid woman who knows exactly what she's doing, but doesn't know anything about what Abba's doing, and that's her stupid problem about being grateful to the universe instead of Abba. Worshipping the creation instead of the creator. Come on. Somebody needs to give her one of these, you know? Yeah. John Ryan says, every time boundaries are spelled out, I get confused. I need a map. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't get confused, John? You got to have a map to know what they're talking about. Julito says, great lesson, Alan. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Louise. Oprah teaches a lot of rubbish, including multiple paths to God. Yeah, well, Oprah's gone, man. She grew up a Christian, but no, that she sold out to Satan way long time ago. That's why she's got so much money. It's also why she's way more miserable than anybody would ever believe. Oh, Tiffany, I love you, sweetheart. Yeah, let's stop talking about that woman. I don't even know if you can call her a woman. You probably can't. But let's stop talking about her, all right? Let's not give her any attention. Thank you, Tammy. The HalleluYah Scriptures told me that I was the only one they ever met who could pronounce, which one was it?
Yitzhak.
Yeah, Yitzchak. I was like, it's Yitzchak. And they're like, Alan, you're the only one that can do that. We can't do that. Candace says, Alan, Israel's current location today is under which family's territory? It's under the family of Yisrael's territory, and I don't know what that is. I wouldn't even try to figure it out. It's like it's all so confused now. Lauren, I'm trying to help my son Elijah and my daughter Jacqueline to know Yahuwah more, but it's like pulling teeth. Should I just pray for them? Yeah, Lauren, you know, you don't want to cram it down their throat. You don't want to force it on them, because then they're going to get resentful. You definitely want to pray for them. Say, Father, I want to follow your instruction. I want to teach my children your word. Please show me how. Please open my children's eyes, ears, and hearts for me, and show me how I want to teach them. Just keep praying that, and watch for them to ask you any questions at all. In the meantime, you should be having at least one regular meal at the table with them. I know nobody does that anymore, but that's not an excuse. You should have regular meals at the table where they are required to show up, sit down, and shut up. And the head of the house should lead the family in prayer. That's one way to bring them in, you know, gently, so to speak. Not easy raising kids these days. They're in public school, and public school is teaching them your parents are stupid, there is no creator, blah, blah, blah. And no parents know about it because they're too busy paying bills. Yep. Douglas Fraley, Alan, I finally got the flashcards, but it was a battle. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. You got to put them in the carriage one at a time. I tried to get them, you know, to sell them as a group for me, but there's nobody there that knows how to organize anything. And I can't find any place else on the web that makes it easy for me to give them the graphics so they can print them up by order, which is what Zazzle does with everything. But the thing you got to do is get them all in the shopping cart, all 22 of them, before you check out. Because if you buy one card and check out, I don't know, it might be like $1.50. If you buy 22 cards and check out, then it might be like 20 cents per card. The price is huge difference. So, yeah, it's not easy, but you know, you can make it happen. You just got to be patient. Yeah, Maribel says, great teaching. I'll watch the replay because I missed the first 10 minutes. Not only that, Maribel, but with the chat going on, I don't think anybody really gets the teaching or the word study during the live thing. There's some things here and there, and then you start chatting, and that's great. But really, those who are really Kodesh, they come back later or the next day, and they just watch the word study with total 100% attention to it. And that's, you know, that's the way to do it. John Shaggy says, Alan, why are kids blessed as Ephraim and Manasseh? I don't know what you're talking about, John. What are you talking about? What kids are blessed like them? You got to be more specific with your questions. You know.
Sorry.
Yeah, not bullets. It's light. Enjoy it. Joseph Sepulvado. Shalom, Professor Allen. What's the Hebrew word for apostle? I'm looking it up, and all I can come up with was Ophel. HalleluYah Scriptures says emissary. No, emissary is just another English word. But apostle, you know, comes from the Greek. And, you know, you're not going to find that word apostle in the First Covenant books. So you can't be, how do I find the Hebrew or the Aramaic, you know? It's really, an apostle is a sent one. And I'm pretty sure at some point I gave the Aramaic Hebrew word for apostle, but I don't remember what it is right now. I'll make a note of it, and when we get together next week, I'll elaborate on it for you. Thanks for asking, Joseph. It's a good question. Yeah. Shebnam, I get the same nightmares over and over again, although praying to Abba Father about that issue for months now. What else can I do? Before you go to sleep, Shebnam, when you put your head down on your pillow, or however you want to do it, pray to the Father before you go to sleep every night. Thank Him for surrounding you with His Gader HaKodesh. That's His edge of protection. Gader HaKodesh, edge of protection. And, you know, talk to Him about the nightmares and thank Him. Don't ask Him to, like, you know, fix it. Thank Him for surrounding you with His Gader HaKodesh and for keeping the dark energies away from you while you sleep. And then don't forget, when you get up the next morning, before you get out of bed, let your hands hit the air before your feet touch the ground and give Him your praise. And then report back to me on what happens after that. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Scott Smith, Moshe, chapter 1, verse 17. Isn't this verse proof Moshe is leading Yahweh's armies? I don't know, Scott. I haven't read that chapter in quite a while. There she is. What's up, little girl?
Don't we know who's leading Yahweh's armies?
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, you tell him.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Shalom, little girl.
Shalom.
You're not paying attention here, Scotty. It's, where is it? Where's my book? Did I park it away? Where did I put my book? Hello. Oh, it's right here. It's Shar Tsava Yahweh Bo. Shar Tsava Yahweh Bo. We've covered this a couple of times. That's Yeshua is the chief ruler of Yahweh's entire creation and the keeper of Yahweh's armies of Malachim. It's Yeshua. Now, I pointed out recently that Moshe, you know, he's not sitting by the side of his grave thinking. He's one of, I believe he's one of Yeshua's generals, as would be Eliyahu, Elijah. You remember in Matthew we see Yeshua in the cloud with Elijah and Moshe. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Scott. You need to pay closer attention to our recent studies and not be asking me about chapter 1 when we're, you know, over here in chapter 17 already. Ask me about what I said the last couple of fellowships about Moshe battling. And this was after he died. Before he died, he was leading Israel. And yeah, you know, But let's get real about it. Stay with the present focus. Christine says, I'm thankful for the advice on the cards I ordered after I filled my cart, and everything came swiftly as planned. Yeah, those cards are pretty cool because, especially for teaching your kids, yeah, you can hold up Aleph, and on the back side, you can act real intelligent. Yeah, this here is Aleph, it represents the number 1. And you read all the stuff on the back. Don't show the kids the back. I'm kidding. The cards are great. Jules, how's your pain doing with Blue Shield? I'm glad you asked, Jules. Great study today. Thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. I've got to be a record breaker because Thursday past marked 7 weeks, and man, I'm telling you, I don't know how to describe it because everything's lessening, but I'm still having great pain. The past couple of days, I've been walking around. If you look right over, how do I get right there? You'll see a cane. I can't walk without the cane. And earlier today, man, I'm walking like an old man and like real slow, a lot unbelievable. My joints and my hips were driving me crazy. It was really painful. And then, all of a sudden, it just stopped. And I'm walking around the house, no cane, nothing. The pain is gone. So it's advancing toward me getting away from what they call the what do they call it? Can't remember. Anyway, getting away from all this built up EMF in my body. I don't know. I'm very hopeful that next week is going to be the end of it. I'm still having a lot of pain. It's pretty rough. If it wasn't for my sister Della, I don't know, something like. It's getting better, but it's still very, very painful. But less, it started off with everything, 24 hours a day, first couple of weeks. Then you could cut that in half, maybe 12 hours a day. Now it's like maybe 4 things. The pain is great, but there's like only 4 things. And it'll be a couple hours, and then I'll get an hour break, and then it comes back for a couple hours. It's kind of going like that. I hope you're doing better with it, Julia. It's not easy, but it's got to be done. I don't want to, stop doing it. I've got towers all over the place, and I want to be diligent about protecting myself from any further damage. Hey, John Ryan, there's your picture. It's a terrible quality. What'd you take it with? I've already changed my picture, but it'll take a little while to propagate across all platforms. Bear with me, please. No, it's there now, John. But the quality, you could have a better picture, put it that way. Look at Shebnam's picture, man. That's dynamite, that sweet smile. Connie Alabates, she's got a nice one. Vanessa P. in Texas, her picture's pretty nice. Oops, where did I go? There we go. Yeah, Lauren Rodriguez, there's a nice picture. Look at that beautiful smile she's got. I'm sorry, my children are grown. I have 3 But the ones I mentioned are my two oldest of the three, and my daughter Jacqueline is the eldest. She says that her friend, a rabbi, told her Yahuwah has many names. Yeah, that's what those jerks, they all say that. Rabbis, priests, anyone that's in religion, have many names. No, no. Tell him, say you're wrong. He has many descriptive titles, but he only has one name, and you are enjoying the fact that they removed it from his book in more than 7,000 places. Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. If your kids are already grown, Lauren, it might be too late. If they're adults, you just got to leave it, pray for them, and hope they ask you questions. And if they don't say anything. Shebnam. Oops. I always pray before sleeping, but I always ask him to watch over me. I'll get back to that. Thanks a lot. You know, maybe he's watching you have nightmares and waiting for you to talk to him about it. It's like, oh, you're not going to mention the nightmares to me? There's my little girl.
You know, about that, you said something pretty quickly that I think was super important that I want to bring attention to, and that is thank the Father, don't ask him.
Yeah.
Because what you're really saying is that by thanking him, you expect in your heart for him to be true to his word.
Well,
Asking him, you're not really too sure if he's going to be true to his word.
Yeah,
or
would
not.
you please help me? Like, I don't think you're gonna, but at least I
Yeah.
asked, and you said if I don't ask, I'm not because I asked not. No, it's like, if you look at how he talks, he often talks about us in our finished state.
Exactly.
So I learned a long time ago, you don't ask him to do things. I thank him for having done them. And that shows him that I know he listens to me, he loves me, and he's not going to let me down. And he never
it's
does.
true to his word. He's not a man that he should lie. We ask people, not knowing if they're going to do it or not, because people lie.
Yeah.
But the Father doesn't lie. He's going to be true to his word every time. Thank him for it, and like you say, you won't be let down, ever.
Yeah. Thanks for, doubling up on that, little girl.
Amen.
Yeah,
Shalom.
it is an important point. Shalom. Okay. Josephine has a question, but she doesn't know what it is. Shar Tzava Yahweh. Moki Girl says, I guess Shar Tzava Yahweh is more of a title than a name. Yeah, it's not a name at all. There's no name there except for Yahweh. But Shar Tzava Yahweh is one of Yeshua's titles, a descriptive title. Like King of Kings, that's a title, it's not a name. And these jerks will say, oh yeah, King of Kings, that's one of his names. It's like, come here, put your face right in front of that, and like, these people are so stupid that they don't know they're stupid. Enough to drive me crazy. Can't wait to go home so I don't have to look at it anymore, Vanessa P. Robert Alpine Cowboy. I was screaming Shar Tzava Yahweh yesterday when Satan tried to attack me in our mishpacha. Yahweh took my hand and showed that Alan is my big brother, head of the family. You did the right thing. You're in danger. You've been attacked from Hashatan is going on. Bam! You start praising Elohim. Start singing to him. Yahweh is a man of battle. Start praising him. Oh, Abba, thank you so much. And, all the demons start regurgitating and running out the doors. John Jaggy, I reframe the question. Why are kids blessed to be like Ephraim and Manasseh? I meant, what is the significance of Ephraim and Manasseh's blessing? I'm sorry, man. I still don't know what on earth you're getting at. Everybody's blessed. Everybody has blessing. They're not the same. And Ephraim and Manasseh, they also have curses on them. They're not perfect either. I don't know. What are you getting at? What blessings are you talking about? Maybe that'll help. You're talking to the Professor Nitpick. You can't throw little, Alan, what do you think about the sky? And then stop. I'll get all over your case, man. You got to be careful when you ask me a question. John Ryan's coming up on 6 weeks this Tuesday on Blue Shield. Still in terrible pain. Man, John, I'm telling you, man. I know what you mean. But you'll agree that, I think you'll agree, when I started out, the first 2 weeks, there was like 40 places that were like individual specific pains that were like this pain over here, nothing like this pain over here, nothing like that one. A lot of pain all over the place. And now it's narrowed down. There's just a smaller number, but the pain is still as great. However, I found Peselim, idols in my house. Threw them out and the pain reduced by about 50%. That's good. Well, there ain't no idols in this house and I still got pain, but I'll talk to Ab about that. Maybe there's some I don't know. They can sneak in. You don't realize it. I know it ain't this. Okay. Where are we at time-wise? Time to wrap it up. Oh, we're at the bottom. And I don't see any more. Oh, how far did I go there? Good grief. Okay, let's see. Any QQQs? Yeah, Shebnam. Tiffany says, I love Shebnam's picture. I do too, man. It's a great natural shot. It's not easy to get a good picture. Usually, if you want a good picture, you got to take 100, and you'll get one. What's up, little girl?
Ranks Trinidad is new here, and he made a teaching statement. I removed it, corrected him, said, if you have a question, ask a question. He was cool. Praise Abba.
Good.
He's got a question. Who is Esau today?
Oh, yeah. Who's Esau today?
Esau. Thank you. Shalom.
Thanks. All right. Who is Esau today? I don't know. Did we cover that recently? Let me see. Where is he? Oh, Ranks Trinidad. Hey, Ranks. Welcome. Who is Esau today? Well, I don't know, Ranks. I mean, how can you follow a bloodline? These days, they have become so intermixed through time and people, as well as geographical stuff. I don't know who Esau is today. If you have an idea, let me know. But let me know why you think it's so. And we could talk about that. But don't come here and teach. Like Caregiver says, the only one who teaches here is Abba Father Yahuwah. And I don't teach. I profess his teachings as he guides me. This is my ministry, and I don't let anybody come in here and speak any words of teaching type attitudes at all, because I'm very protective over these lambs. Yeah. I got anything else to say about that? If there's any dogs around here. We don't let them stay. Yeah, Tiffany's got a good picture too. I love the way her head's, on Ryan's shoulder. It's affectionate. It's nice. They're a beautiful couple. Yeah, Shebnam says my picture's only about 5 years old. I look like a 30-year-old now. Yeah, well, things change. All right. Yeah, who is Esau today? I don't know. Honestly, Ranks, I don't think you can come up with a clear answer. People are trying to do all kinds of things like, who's this and who's that. And it's like they're trying to own things. And I always say, you cannot own anything of Elohim. Stop trying to own it. Just embrace it. My picture is only like a month old. I think we're going to wrap it up about now. Oop, okay. Oh, there's a question from Lauren. Oh, there's one from Shebnam. And then we can wrap it up. Shebnam, I wanted to ask this for what feels like 100 years. Can I put up pictures of stuff I like? Or is that an idol too? No, I got pictures all over my house. I got, pictures from my performances and newspaper write-ups. You'll see them in some of my older videos. And I've got pictures of family and stuff, There's no idolatry there. But, I don't have a picture of my truck on the wall, That would be a little ridiculous. So it depends on what the pictures are. You'll know if it's idolatry. If it's anything that you put more importance to than your relationship with Elohim, that's idolatry. Simply put, anything you spend more time on than you do with Elohim is a form of idolatry. Lauren says, this is not a question, but I would just like to say, Tootie, thank you to Yahuwah for leading me here to know him better. And thank you, Alan. Tootie, Alan. Be well. Amen, Lauren. I love you too, sweetheart. Shebnam says, that's it? No shot? Are you kidding? That's right. Stand up tall like a woman and take it. Ranks, Trinidad, is asking caregiver, does this ministry believe in the Bible? What do you think we're doing here, man? Come back tomorrow and watch it from the beginning. You'll get an idea. Yeah, simple answer is yeah, but not in English. It wasn't written in English. And we don't believe in doctrines of churches, men, or demons. We only believe in the doctrine of the Father's Word. Period. But you shouldn't ask questions like that, my friend. You should scope out some of my videos and determine that for yourself. It's kind of insulting to ask, and like when you haven't even taken the time to look. You might want to look. And decide for yourself. I mean, if I tell you, oh yeah, this is the best ministry on earth, are you going to believe that? No, man, check it out and see what you think. You won't see anything like it anywhere else. You know what? There ain't no place, anything like this place, anywhere near this place, so this must be the place. Stefan Hokie, Alan, check your porch for some sort of idol. I could be misinterpreting the message I'm getting. Oh, come on. Like, what are you, a psychic or something, Stefan? A porch for an idol? There's nothing on my front porch, period. On my back porch, I have a chair, a rug, and a table with a stone on the table. Nothing else. So, you know, this message you're getting, be careful, man. If you're trying to do psychic readings here, clarify yourself, Stefan. Would a molded trophy base be considered an idol? You know, look, I drive a 1954 Chevy pickup truck. It's a street rod. It barks. It's beautiful. I've done all the work myself. I love the truck, but I don't idolize it. I took it to a car show. It's kind of like the first time I ever went to a car show. And they gave me a trophy. I went home with the trophy, and I looked at it, and I threw it in the garbage. Because I'm like, what do I want a trophy for? Number one, they're giving me a trophy because they want me to come back and support their gathering and spend money, number one. Number two, what, I'm supposed to put this up on a shelf and say, oh, look, you know, I want a trophy with my truck. Like, everybody's gonna be like, oh, Alan, you're so amazing. No one on earth ever wins trophies for anything, you know. It's like, and I said, no, this is disgusting, man. It's stupid for me to put it up and call attention to it. I won't have things like that in my house. And it's not idolatry, it's false-hearted something or other. I don't know what to call it. What you got, little girl?
He was talking about a bass, a fish, and it's mounted on his wall, so you might want to revisit. I don't know.
Thanks, because I was thinking of a bass guitar, you know me.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to finish about your truck.
Thank you. A bass, a fish that you caught? Well, it's still the same thing as, oh, look at the fish I caught. Like, do you think anybody cares that you caught a fish? How many fish did you catch? Why don't you have all of them on the wall? Why are you giving this one fish your attention? You should have 1,000 fish all over the wall, and then you get the idea about how worthwhile it is to have any fish. That's not idolatry, but it's stupid, isn't it? Go catch a new one, bring it home and eat it. Don't stuff it.
I also directed him to your study of graven images.
Yeah, and everybody thinks pictures and photographs are graven. I always have, no, pictures are not graven.
Is a real stuffed fish?
That's not graven either.
No.
It's a creation of Abba that somebody stuffed and they want to own it, you know? You can own it better if you eat it.
All right, I think we've drilled to the bottom of this one.
Yeah, thanks. I think we're done. Let me see if there's any more. What was that? Oh, there we go. Teresa, thank you so much, Alan, for your teaching. Sorry for not having a picture. I'm 60. I'm still trying to get the hang of this smartphone. I understand, Teresa. People, our age, it's like, well, how do you do this? My sister, she doesn't even know how to answer the phone. Thank you, little girl, for teaching my sister how to use her phone. Are you there?
I'm here. We had so much fun. Dell and I had so much fun fellowship the other day. I took a picture of where we were walking and Gracie.
Yeah,
And
she told me.
I got it.
Yeah, she's all excited. Caregiver showed me how I could like receive a picture. I'm like, good. Maybe you'll start using the phone.
She was actually on the phone when she opened the picture.
Yeah, she didn't think she could. Remember? She asked you, can I do that while I'm on the phone?
She did it. First try.
Love you.
Oh, you too.
Yeah, older people. Computers. If you want to know anything about computers, ask an 8-year-old. They'll tell you more than anyone else on earth. Tiffany says, this is perfect. Zayden is sitting here with the trophy he got last night from a BMX race. He's listening, yeah. Throw the trophy in the garbage. It's good that you win the race, but don't brag about it, man. Take the trophy and, chuck it. Lauren says, why don't people look farther into what we were taught? Simple answer, Lauren. Because they love the things of the world more than the things of Elohim. And that's wrapping it up for today. Let's stop the chat. Let's bow our hearts and give thanks to our beloved Elohim. Oh, Abba, Father, thank you so much, Father, for our time with you this day. Tudi, Abba, thank you, Father. Oh, Abba, thank you for the seeds you're planting, causing them to take root, causing them to be watered, causing them to bear fruit that has the seed of Yeshua in it. Thank you so much, Abba. We love you. Thank you for gathering your mishpacha, your family, your called out ones here and now. As we give this day, Abba, and every day to you, Yeshua, and the Ruach HaKodesh, praying through Yeshua in Yahweh, Yahweh our Elohim, Yahweh Echad. And all the newbies and all the truebies said,
Amen.
Amen. Any closing thoughts, little girl?
I'm just overwhelmed right now with the love in this family and what he's doing here, teaching us all individually and progressively how to make Elohim number one on the list of one through you and your professing of Abba's word.
Amen.
Love you.
Love you too, sweetheart. Thank you for everything you're doing here too.
Praise Abba.
Amen. Shalom. Well, that's it, my friends. Our time today comes to a close. Abba willing, we will resume here on Tuesday. Pick up where we left off. Next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we will be fellowshipping at noon Eastern Time. That's 3 hours later than we got together this week. So until then, you should know the routine, right? Keep your wicks trimmed and keep your lamps ablaze. Shalom, Chavarim.
I sing to Yahuwah, for he is highly exalted. The horse and its rider he has thrown into the sea. Yah is my strength and song, and he has become my deliverance. He is my El, and I praise him, Elohim of my father, and I exalt him. Yahuwah is a man of battle, Yahuwah is his name. He has cast Pharaoh's chariots and his army into the sea, and his chosen officers are drowned in the sea of reeds. The depths covered them, they went down to the bottom like a stone. Your right hand, O Yahuwah, has become great in power. Your right hand, O Yahuwah, has crushed the enemy. And in the greatness of your excellence, you pulled down those who rose up against you. You sent forth your wrath. It consumed them like stubble. And with the wind of your nostrils, the waters were heaped up. The floods stood like a wall, the depths became stiff in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I pursue, I overtake, I divide the spoil, my being is satisfied on them. I draw out my sword, my hand destroys them. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them. They sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like you, O Yahuwah, among the mighty ones? Who is like you, great in Kodeshah, awesome in praises, working wonders? You stretched out your right hand, the earth swallowed them. In your kindness, you led the people whom you have redeemed. In your strength, you guided them to your Kodesh dwelling. Peoples heard, they trembled. Anguish gripped the inhabitants of Pelasheth. Then the chiefs of Edom were troubled, the mighty men of Moab. Trembling grips them, all the inhabitants of Canaan melted. Fear and dread fell on them by the greatness of your arm. They are as silent as a stone. Until your people pass over, O Yahuwah. Until the people whom you have bought pass over. You bring them in and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance, in the place, O Yahuwah, which you have made for your own dwelling, the Mikdash, O Yahuwah, which your hands have prepared. Yahuwah reigns forever and ever.